Today's god is
Grand Slam!
Zeus!
Today we're going to be doing a Smite video, specifically Smite 2. I'm doing a Hercules damage build this game. I've been liking the feeling of Herc a lot in Smite 2 compared to Smite 1. I did like him in Smite 1, don't get me wrong, but with the new smoothness of Smite 2, it really does feel like a almost newer character because of all the quality of life changes on him. Personally, I really like how you can like slightly move in some abilities. I know that's not specifically a change to Herc. I've played a few characters where a couple abilities or maybe their whole kit sometimes are changed to where you can slightly adjust. Like I know Ymir also has the same thing. It's really, really comfortable to play him now. In terms of his aspect though, I haven't really found a great use of it. I don't know if there's like a tech or something that I'm not seeing. Maybe some viability that I don't really understand yet with the whole like teammate supporting kind of thing, because it does grant your teammates a heal instead of giving you a heal and attack speed, but I believe it still works the same to where I have to wait a little bit before the heal pops by taking damage and stuff, so I can't fully understand what the whole use of it is. Maybe there's someone out there who can, but not me. Let's start by talking about the build. I feel like for a damage Herc build, you want a lot of cooldown because if you haven't noticed yet, you have to wait like 10 seconds just for your main combo to be back up all the time. And 10 seconds might not sound like a lot, but if you notice in this game, there's a lot of standing around waiting for someone to make a move. So it's kind of my job to initiate a little bit, try to get someone out of place. So I start with Boombas. I like that auto attack that you can get in during the combo, so it does help with true damage on an auto attack, but mainly for the future cooldown. At this point, this was kind of like my first game doing a damage Hercules, so I was still testing the build really. This is just what I came up with off the top of my head really, because I knew I wanted cooldown for sure. I started with Transcendence though after Boombas, and that's just simply because I didn't really understand how much damage that would output, since this was my, like I said, first game as a damage Hercules. I didn't focus too much on really the specifics and min-maxing the build like a lot of people do. I've seen some videos and stuff, but I just figured I'd go off of what I know from Smite 1 and the new changes to Smite 2 for this build, starting with the Transcendence, like I said, just for the pure damage output. I mean, the mana's nice too, of course. Mana has always been a problem in Smite for me, so having that extra mana to not worry about, always great. So here I see the Medusa ult, and I thought I perfectly timed that turnaround, but I guess it still caught me. Thankfully I beads it, and it just so happens that Hecate decides to use her ult, ults my team in, and we actually turned it around on them despite it being their Hecate ult, or however you pronounce her name. Neith does unfortunately get the kill on my teammate here. I just decided to go back, heal up, and then just get my Transcendence fully built. Next we're going into Hydra's, of course, cooldown, and like I was talking about, this Boombas plus Hydra's damage on the auto attack in between your combo is actually really nice. And here we see the first signs of our cameo player. The other three on the team besides the Zeus are actually my friends. We're in call together and everything talking, but the Zeus was the only person we didn't know, and I noticed he was really far out by himself, and I was really confused, but you could see him in VGS spamming. Classic case of Smite players knowing the VGS. Almost get that Hunbats. I go for a Hail Mary throw, but the Hunbats actually sidesteps it. Good job by him, really. I can't believe he actually managed to get that, and then Zeus snipes him. Zeus is all the way in their base sniping their Hunbats, and the other team are just not doing anything about it, and it just has me so confused, because it's like, why? What is going through his head? He knows something that I don't, surely. Since it is arena, you know, gold's a little faster, so I go back, just get some more items. If nothing's really happening in the game in arena, I'm not an expert or a pro at this game or anything, but I just feel like it's good to go back, grab your items, have a little more damage, utility for the fight. My friend gets a good stun there. Thought I might be able to pull her in time. Obviously I don't get it. It's all good. My friend tries to initiate with the Geb. At this point, he's not using the aspect yet. He still has the knockup for the 2. The aspect is really strong on Geb, if you don't know. It does so much damage even with a tank build. This time I successfully get out of the way of the Medusa ult. My other 2 friends besides the Geb were a little new to the game, so they don't really know how to counter the Medusa ult by looking away. So cut them some slack. Zeus once again complaining in chat after dying all the way by their base by himself, or deeper into the jungle really. Maybe not. Let's not call it their base technically, just so nobody tries to correct me or anything. Typical Smite. Nothing new here, guys. The random complaining. It's 5-5. Game's still even. We're a little bit down in minions. It's arena. I don't know why it's taken so seriously. I get a huge pull on the Hun Bats. Of course he has his jump, but he jumps right into my Geb. My friend does really good and ults in there. Probably didn't need that ult. Definitely didn't need that ult because Zeus had a charge on him. I wasn't paying enough attention to notice that though, so that's unfortunate. Get a huge pull, and it should just be a free kill for my Zeus, which it is. He gets a triple. He was just complaining. Blinks out of the Hecate ult. That would have brought him into base. I'm just going to keep calling her Hecate. You guys can correct me in the chat if it's wrong. Not too concerned about the pronunciation right now. So you can see my Zeus is really aggressive. At this point in the game, I actually start noticing he's extremely aggressive and is almost always out of position. It's arena. I'm not really concerned about being in position and all that too much. I mean, I'm not saying you should just go run out and feed, but not too concerned. I finished my Hydras last time, but as you might notice, it looks glitched to where it doesn't look like I bought the item on the right, so that's why I was just spam clicking it. I'm going to go for Jotuns next. Jotuns, however you pronounce that too. I really love the cooldown on Jotuns. It's a really good item for a damage build that needs cooldown. Just like in Smite 1, really. It's not too different. I pushed the Hun Bats out. Probably shouldn't have pushed him that direction. Could have maybe did a better angle so that my Izanami, my friend, could capitalize. Get that good pull to finish that guy off. And if you guys didn't notice, always try to get that auto attack if you're a Herc player. It's really actually strong, especially on a damage build. But even without a damage build, that extra auto attack of damage can make a huge difference a lot of the time. I've gotten plenty of kills off of that auto attack, or gotten a lot of kill potential because that extra auto attack put them low enough to get a kill with the dash, or maybe the dash into the team puts them at a low health threshold for a teammate to finish off. It's really, really useful, that extra auto attack. You can get them while they're in the air, if you didn't know. I'm not sure if this game specifically, I get them a lot while they're still in the air, but they can't dodge it as long as your reaction and aim is decent enough to hit them while they're still in the air. You can get them mid-jump, or knock-up rather, because they're not jumping. And it's just really, really useful extra damage. Anyways, we got the next team fight here. I bees, but the bees didn't last long enough, so that Hecate ult gets me. I'm basically out of the fight really fast. I'm not going to get too much analysis driven here. That Zeus, out of position again, but you know, that was a really hectic team fight. They got a good Hecate ult. I'm sure he was just fighting to fight, and it just so happened that our team mostly lost that fight. He actually got a kill, so not too bad really, in a fight that we lost to get that kill there. So you see him chasing off that Hun Bats by himself. And I forgot to mention, he's building auto attack. He didn't even get a starter or a relic or something, I don't think. I'll have to see his build again. But really interesting how good auto attack builds are right now, I feel like. At least whenever I go up against him, it feels crazy. Once again, Zeus is out of position. We have a cage up there. He really should be outside the cage. Outside as in outside the area of the cage where they can't hit him. So either go through the cage so they can't enter and hit him. The cage will block up to 5 auto attacks. So, I mean, he could have really positioned himself a lot better instead of just aggressing for nothing. My team helps me get that really good Hun Bats kill. Thank you for the shell, guys. Really good shell and Geb shield there. I managed to do so much damage to that Hun Bats. He probably wasn't expecting to get hit that hard by me. Probably thought he could get me at least. but we end up killing him. A lot of resetting happening here. We get Yones and start our next item. My friend gets caught out, unfortunately. Once again, it's arena. I'm not going to complain about positioning too much. I'm super low. Shouldn't have probably took this fight with the other team while he's dead. But once again, that's just the kind of thing that happens in arena. I'm sure anyone who's played Smite knows the difference between how arena games go and how any other game mode really goes. So no use in complaining too much. I know it's an analysis, but once again, not going to go super try hard or anything. Then this part right here is what inspired me to do the video. Zeus's damage with an auto attack build on that one plus the charges was crazy. He almost killed the Hecate, and I'm almost sure that if she didn't have a shield, she would have been even closer to death. I try to get the Hunbats and the Chalk out there. Unfortunately, I don't get him. The Hunbats still can kill the Chalk. I get a huge pull off of my friend's ult here. I'm just doing so much damage. My friend unfortunately gets one of those kills on the Izanami because I get a Quadra here. Could have been a Penta if she didn't get that kill. At the time, to be honest, I didn't even notice. I really didn't even notice that it was on a Penta until the Quadra kill announcement came on. So, huge plays from us. Really good cage from my friend on the Odin. All good damage from everybody, really. Zeus got picked out early, obviously because he's the one who started the fight. Look, he's going back in on their side of the map against, once again, their tank, the Chalk. I wish he... This whole game I was basically saying I wish he just went on anyone but the Chalk first. If he did that, then his running it down W key arena game, it might have got a lot better, to be honest. Which, a little spoiler alert, it actually already went really well for him. He got top damage in the game. That's not really saying much when you're just W keying towards the enemy with a damage build and outputting your entire ability kit onto the enemy team. Especially on a character like Zeus, who can hit multiple enemies with basically every ability. So, my friend is going in here again. He's really aggressive on the Geb. I really like it. He was still also experimenting with the Geb. This was one of his first games with the Geb. He doesn't even have the aspect at this point. Now he's aspect full time. But look at how much damage Geb is doing. Imagine if he has the aspect. I get a good boulder throw here. I really just knew that that would do enough damage before he made it into base. Another good cage from my Odin. Saw the Hecate out of position. Get an easy grab combo. Thought I could get Medusa. Can't quite get Medusa. It's alright though. Medusa's like basically one-shottable with my combo and ult. We get 2 kills, me personally, off that fight. That's huge for me. Keep getting the Chalk. To be honest, guys, since this is an analysis, I will say try to avoid that. Later in the game where your team is doing a crazy amount of damage and it's really okay to hit the tank even, it's okay, but this early in the game, it's not worth it. They have 4 other killable people and I just keep getting the Chalk. He is in groups of people, so it happens that I usually end up hitting him just because he's there when I'm aiming for someone else. Doing my job in arena, clearing the minions. If you don't clear the minions, guys, come on. You gotta clear the minions. I've lost so many games because my team fails to clear minions, but we're ahead in kills. Clear the minions, guys. Friend gets caught out on Geb again. Once again, it's arena. Not gonna criticize too much. He is the tank trying to initiate, but he was by himself. So you see what I'm talking about with the Zeus thing. Just ults. No particular reason. The ult isn't even the focus of his build, so maybe that's why he's throwing it out. I get a huge pull, but I get a little too early on that. I panicked a little bit because I thought I would have to dash him before somebody like interrupted me, but I end up just missing it. Thankfully, I'm turned around for the Medusa ult. Super slowed right now. Then I get Hecate ulted. I react with the beads, so thankfully I don't get caught out. I just decide to run back to base. The fight's pretty much over. 2 of us are dead. They're just trying to get out. My other 2. They're the tanks, so they're thankfully living through that. Minions have reached your portal. Once again, failing to clear the minions. Just doing my job. I heard the minions in the portal thing. It's a lot of downtime right now, so I figured just clear the minions. Even if I don't want to waste my good abilities to clear them. Still gotta clear him. This is me just looking at what Boomba's hammer is doing because I was not sure of the differences between Smite 1 and 2. I don't think there's like a huge amount of differences between them. I haven't played Smite 1 Boomba hammer in a while, so I'm not 100% sure. Once again, I'm pulling the tank. This time it was mostly because nobody else was really there, so I figured I would start the fight. We got a huge fight out of it though. It worked really well because of my friend caged. I unfortunately die, but the rest of the team still fighting out there. We end up getting the Medusa off of it. Not a terrible fight. They did waste their shell as well. Zeus gets caught out by a Hunbat's ult. They probably should have left earlier if we're going to be super sweaty about it. But once again, it is arena. So not going to trip too much about that kind of stuff, really. Zeus is going for his camp. And I see that he's 1v1ing the Neath over there. And then he just destroys her. I know Hunbat's doesn't have ult, so I go to try to help the Zeus. I unfortunately steal his kill. He knows it. He says, "You're welcome." Whatever. Who cares? He knows the VGS. Cool. I wasn't sure if he was going to somehow fumble that fight. Obviously, he wasn't going to. Now that you see it here. But in the moment, I was like, might as well just kill the Hunbat so nothing happens. He already got the Neath too, so no point risking it. Guys, I know it's arena. Most people are just trolling, just trying to get a bunch of kills, just going in to fight. We are not going to go too deep into that. If this was like a conquest game, we could talk about better positioning and stuff more, but we're not. So I ended up getting in the back line here. I decided to just throw my ults on the Hunbats to help get that kill. My tanks are going absolutely crazy. Izanami, my friend, gets 2 kills off of that cage, and then a triple kill total. We let her get the Quadra. Hunbats is back out of base. I think we could get a Penta here, so I get a huge pull on the Hunbats dash, and we get the Penta on my Izanami friend. I don't remember if that was her first Penta. I think that was her second Penta. She usually plays the carry on our team, the ADC. So a lot of the time in arena, when her build pops off, she gets a lot of Penta. I think she's already got like, what, 3 or 4? Something like that. I go for a solo kill on the Medusa. A little bit, actually not a little bit. It's really troll, but I was honestly damage testing my build. If you noticed, the last 3 items, since I haven't talked about it in a while, I went Crusher for the ability damage, of course. So if you hit the 2 melee dash melee to maximize the combo with Hydras and Crusher, it just does so much damage. Gonna segue a bit out of the build real quick to mention my team just killed 2 of them basically in their spawn. Zeus traded, of course. He's, you know, just W King, so no surprises there. Then I rounded out the build with the Boomerang. I would call it the Boomerang because it looks like a boomerang. I don't remember the actual name of the item, and I'm a little too lazy to look it up, to be honest. But that Boomerang, it's an active item, and when you press it, you get your cooldowns back. Once again, Zeus getting caught out. Troll. But they wasted a Hunbat's ult for it. Honestly, not that bad. Then I finished with Asar's Wings. I don't know if anybody's talking about this because I don't really watch build guides and all that. But I just want to say that is absolutely crazy, that item, I feel like. My team gets Hecate ulted in a base, by the way. I had beads, so thankfully I didn't. Kind of troll. Very troll. Funny, though. We get the final kill on Medusa there. Zeus kind of just all in on her because it was the last kill needed. Makes sense. And while the game's rounding out here, I'm just going to say a little more thoughts about the build. I didn't get to upgrade the starter item, which is all good. Doesn't really matter. It's arena. But the Hussar's Wings just feel so strong. Immune to slows with how many things slow you in this game feels so incredibly strong. Not even counting the other protections on the item. You can see the full build right here, and as well as the Zeus build. If you wanted to pause right here to get the Zeus build, it's an auto attack crit build. It's just such a good item, I feel like, especially when you're playing a displacement like Herc, a displacement character. You just have so much more flexibility and room to do anything. It feels amazing, really. I love being able to not get slowed. Obviously, it doesn't help you against any other kind of CC, but rounding out the build with that quick item really does feel like it goes a long way. Is it the best item in a Herc damage build, especially in this game specifically? Nah, not really. I was really buying it for the chalk slow because it was very annoying to deal with, but you know, that's just how it be. And last but not least, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you don't mind liking, commenting, and subscribing, it really helps out. I really want to get into more YouTube videos. I work a full-time job right now, so it's kind of hard to get it out daily. I'm trying to get it out as often as possible. Usually, I'm trying to get at least 2 on my days off. It was a rough season. It's starting to slow down, so I can hopefully have more time to work on videos. I have a lot of stuff recorded because I'm always trying to at least record. I'm trying to do a lot of variety games. I don't want to really throw myself into just one game, so I kind of just want to play whatever I want to play and then record it and then make a video on it if it looks good enough. But there's not really much thought behind it. Once again, I hope you guys enjoyed. See you later.